We have a glampire, a martial artist, stunt actress, and overall action hero.
Nicdali, the Night Queen Rivera-Calanoc.
You're watching Calkicksports podcast.
Evening, folks. My name's Ash. This is Calkicksports, and on today's show, we have a glampire, a martial artist, a comic book artist, pro fighter, stunt actress, and overall action hero. Nicdali, how you doing? And how do you juggle so many hats?
Well, to me, it's all one thing. You know what I'm saying? So, being a professional MMA fighter is being a martial artist, and then it's also being a stunt actress, and then I love being creative. So, the comic book, that one kind of gets put to the side while I'm like training and all that, but
Cool.
like when I don't have a fight coming up, I delegate, if I have a fight coming up, then it's all about MMA. It's all about that. I always train, even when I don't have a fight. But, one thing that I learned from watching some of the people that I admire, such as J-Lo, who juggled being an actress and being a singer, songwriter, he said, while you're doing that one thing, you concentrate on that one thing. Like while you're doing acting, you concentrate on acting. While you're doing singing, you concentrate on singing. So.
Yeah. So you obviously come out of retirement last year. So, pretty huge there. And just generally speaking, is it hard for fighters to stay retired? Do you get anxious or depressed the fact that you aren't competing anymore? Because, generally speaking, when I speak to fighters, it's always like it's a lack of activity. I don't have anything to do. What was the reason why you decided to come back?
Got a really great job offer, and so I knew that I could not dedicate the time that I wanted to be a professional mixed martial artist, because it's a career that you have to put everything into. And so I decided at that time to step away. However, I did not go to a gym for 9 months at all.
Wow,
I
that's
wouldn't.
great.
My strength conditioning coach was like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "I have no desire." You got to understand, I've been an athlete since I was 5 years old, so I was just. And then one day, I don't know what happened. I just woke up and I was like, "I'm tired of." I got overweight. I gained like 20 pounds, which I got up to like 135, which is like the biggest I've ever been. And I just didn't like who I was in the mirror anymore. So I decided to start training martial art training and jiu-jitsu. So, and then that's where my journey started. Then I started training more and more jiu-jitsu every day. And then I started training with high-level women that are currently in the UFC. And I did really well against them. And then I thought to myself, what a waste of time if I don't try. I'm still young at 36 years old. I can still do something, especially in the 105 division.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. I also read somewhere that you took some time off just to kind of really improve your ground game a little bit, refine that game a little bit. Unfortunately, we didn't see that in the last fight. And a lot of the commentators were like, why is she not going for a takedown? I'm like, she's having a lot of success standing up. How do you think that did? How do you think you did, generally speaking? By the way, I found it very weird that the judges scored one of the rounds for her, the first round, which is a little bit bizarre. What were your thoughts on your last fight?
Well, judges are judges, and I'm thankful that they, saw that I was clearly winning. Because if you go watch and you turn off the commentating and you watch the whole thing, like you can definitely see that I was winning. I was the one with the cage control. I had more damage, and when you look at the stats, I had more overall, just strikes, significant strikes. I just had more. So I felt like I dominated like every single round. I did take my time a little bit in the first round. I mean, 6 years of not competing professional MMA on TV.
Yeah.
I was nervous, but I overcame that obviously, and I turned it up,
Yeah. No, it's weird because I thought the first round was your second best round. And then they gave they gave it to hers, which is bizarre. And your coach is making me laugh. He's like, I think they're just drunk. I don't know what's going on with you.
Yeah, my coach is very frank, so he'll tell it like it is, and he knows. He's been my coach since day one, so he knows exactly what to say to get me to get the results that he needs. I didn't do a takedown. Felt weird, and I said I felt like something weird happened in the second round.
Yeah.
When I level changed, I felt something it wasn't right. It wasn't like pain.
Yeah.
I was just like, what's going on here? Something's not right. And I felt like I was having a lot of success on the feet striking. So I was like, why?
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. No, you look good. 5 years out. I thought it was a great performance. And just generally speaking, because we asked this to all our guests as well, and it's a really popular question, and it kind of ties in you coming back to MMA after so many years. How was your nerves and anxiety going into the fight, to going back into professional fighting again? Like after so long.
Honestly, it was the most nervous I have ever been in my entire life.
Wow.
It was more nerve-wracking than my first fight, which was pretty nerve-wracking. Your first pro fight is way nerve-wracking, but it was more nerve-wracking because I had a lot of expectations for myself. Not that I had expectations for me, I had expectations for me.
Yeah. What were you kind of hoping for before the fight? Were you thinking, I want to finish? I'm happy to finish the fight itself, or what were your thoughts on that?
I wanted to in practice. I was getting into positions where I was, kind of overwhelming some of my sparring partners with strikes. So I thought that would happen, but watching it back, I realized some of the mistakes that I made. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the next time, finishing it.
Definitely. 100%. When do you envision you going back into the into the cage again?
Well, I would love to fight in April. However, I just moved to Florida, and I am currently I don't even know how. I want to be correct because I have never trained. Well, I guess never. Not a good. I have been welcomed by a team. They want to make sure everything is right. So
sorry, one more time.
I said I have never been so welcomed by a team. So I'm working with a new team. So
awesome.
They're telling me that they have to get together with my head coach and we're going to talk it all out. So I want to fight in April. They say that that's a little too soon. So I'm hoping May, that's this. I really want to fight. I really want to fight as much as possible.
Yeah.
It would be to 3 times this year.
Wow, super! You want to be super active this year? Is it just this? I mean, what's the overall kind of goal in terms of Combate Global as well?
Well, they have never crowned 105 champion. So I mean, if you are a serious professional mixed martial artist, your goal is to be the champ. And I would love to earn the right to fight for that. I don't think I've earned the right to fight for that. There's other girls that have fought more times and for the organization currently. So I feel like if I fight 3 times this year, when I'm finish them all, then I feel like I would deserve it.
Definitely looking forward to it. But I wanted to change gears as well because you're obviously just not a mixed martial artist here. Actually, no, sorry. you know what? Two more MMA related questions.
Okay.
So there's one piece of news that just came out yesterday, and I wanted to get your thoughts on it. So this would be Kayla Harrison versus Holly Holm for UFC 300. What did you think of that?
What?
Oh, you didn't know that? I'm giving you some breaking news there.
So enthralled in my own life. Oh wow, that's
yeah. So
300.
yeah. So we can discuss it. So I'm so happy that I broke this to you. But Kayla Harrison, she's going down to bantamweight, which is bantamweight.
So, is it 5'5"s?
No.
Okay.
No, because if it was, then I think she'd be in big trouble. But yeah, what do you think of her making the weight down to 135? Because she's a big lady.
What? So I don't know too much about Kayla. I know that very high level when it comes to like judo and grappling, and I know a really good record in MMA. So correct me if I'm wrong. She used to fight at 55, correct?
Yes, yeah. She fought at 55, 45. She really struggled to make weight at 45. I mean, she had abs and everything. Like, it was ridiculous.
Oh, wow.
And she's going to go down to 135 now. So that's like...
She trains at American Top Team, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
They have I feel like they have one of the best teams in the world. So I would imagine that her coaches, maybe she, after you train for a while, your body starts to get used to being smaller. So maybe her body got used to being smaller. Maybe she lost some muscle mass. If they feel like she can make it, that they know what they're doing, is what I'm trying to say. So, but I do think that being that it will be her first weight cut. I remember my first weight cut to 105 pounds, and it was very difficult. It was probably the most difficult weight cut I have ever had. After that, it was very easy, but the first one is always difficult, even if you have a team behind you that has a lot of experience.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't even know. I wouldn't even know it's hard enough for me to lose weight. How did you become best friends with Miesha Tate? I know you guys are very close. How did that friendship come about?
Well, I've been friends with Miesha Tate before she was Miesha Tate. Does that make sense? So I met Miesha Tate when we both fought in the Bodog Hook and Shoot tournament back in, I don't know, 2007.
I remember. I saw some of your fights with that. Yeah.
And so we both won our first matches, or not matches. We both won our first fights, and then lost the second fight because it was a one night tournament, and we both lost the second fight. But I cut weight to make 125 at all. Like, I literally woke up, I ate, I drank water, I waited, but I had a sauna suit, and so she needed one, and she didn't have one, and she was so I was like, hey girl, like, you're in the 35 bracket, I'm in the 25 bracket. I don't think we'll fight each other unless, like, when we fight for the championship. So I was like, here you go, you can have my sauna suit. And then her ex at the time started talking to my coach, who is my partner in life.
Yeah.
And so we just all got along, and then later on we were both supposed to fight for Fatal Femmes, and both of our fights, the day of the fight, got canceled.
Oh, damn.
And her and I just talking, and then that's when we really, really became friends. Like, we started cross training. I would go train over there with her when she was in Washington at the time, and then she would come to Oklahoma. And so actually my husband helped her train and cornered her for her fight against Marlos Conan.
Damn.
Also, he was her main training partner and one of the coaches when she fought Holly Holm.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I remember that fight as well. That's just completely... That was one of the wildest moments in MMA ever, man. Like, honestly, that whole... Yeah.
You know what's crazy is, like, that's how they planned it. Like, her...
No way. What?
Like her coaching staff, yeah, they planned it that it was going to be in the later rounds that she was going to finish her. And
No way. Really?
yep. Mm-hmm.
I thought that was literally just, I mean, they probably didn't expect to be that behind, but then it just seemed like a Hail Mary rear naked choke to me, you know, when I was watching it live.
I didn't think she was like that far behind. I thought
I
that
gotta watch it again, yeah.
I thought like Holly, what was it, the 5th round she got?
It was the 5th round, yeah. It was right at the end.
I think it was like 2-2, you know, because there was in the 2nd round, Miesha almost finished her. Like literally like almost finish her.
I gotta watch that again.
You have
It was so many years. It was so many years ago. Yeah, and everyone was going, "Oh, Holly Holm's gonna be the next big thing." She just beat Ronda Rousey, blah blah blah, and like, yeah, incredible moment. It was actually 2 nights of upsets. It was Nate Diaz and Conor McGregor as well. So yeah, man, people's parlays were getting messed up that night.
A bunch of people won a lot of money and lost a lot of money that night.
But look, this wouldn't be a full complete interview if I didn't ask you. Mayan Wedding, tell me about that. Like, I was trying to look into it a little bit, and I was a little bit confused. So I thought I'd just ask the source directly.
Oh, okay. So I am Native American, and my partner is Native Filipino, and so we did like the first time. It was like the second time we like said our vows to each other, and so we wanted to do something that was like indigenous, and so I had seen where they do ceremonies in cenotes. And so I reached out to the photographer, and he told me that he would do it, but I would have to talk to the Mayan shaman. So then I started talking to the Mayan shaman. He started talking to the Mayan shaman, and now he's our shaman, our mentor. And so yes, he's
It looked cool, man. I was like looking at it. I'm like, I need to do something like that at some point in my life, or at least be in attendance for something like that.
It's incredible. Like it was such a great experience. It was just us two and the 2 Mayan shamans and the photographers, and it felt like we were in a movie. And like, you know, the movie The Blue Lagoon. That's what I felt like.
I haven't seen it. You know what? I need to see that. Yeah. Did you do, so correct me if I'm completely wrong here, but did you do an ayahuasca ceremony as well, or is that completely separate and I'm just sound like an ignorant idiot right now? Is it completely?
That's completely separate. There is that the shaman will have you do.
Yeah.
And, it's like private, and you know what I mean? Because it's like a spiritual thing. So he asked us not to publicly speak about it, but there are things that he had us do. And then, yeah.
Awesome. So you had this quote on your IG, and I really like it. It says, "You make people feel better than when you found them. That's your power." Have you always been a big fan of quotes? You know, are you a bit of a philosopher at heart?
I feel like it. My mom she minored in philosophy, so she was always very intellectual. And then 2 of my stepdads were doctors, so we like always have all these intellectual conversations. And I love to write. I love language. I love to write in English. I love to write in Spanish. I'm not as good in Spanish yet, but I really do like to, you know, look at the subconscious of being a human being, because it's like the moon, and then you also have the side of you that's like the sun, you know, the duality of man. I don't know. I do really like that quote, because I feel like I do make people's lives better than when I found them. You know, the ones that mean something to me, my friends, my mentors. I strive to do that. I want to leave them better than when I found them. I want to help them realize love and live up to their potential.
Agreed, definitely. That's all life is about, isn't it? Human interaction. So that's a great quote. I really enjoy. I really like that one actually. Where do you see yourself? And it could be Nicdali, the civilian, the fighter, the comic book artist, the author, whatever. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I've thought about this question a lot lately, actually. In 5 years, I would like to have another Miss Mexica comic book, issue number 2, done, completed, out, sold out. I would like to either still be fighting or be like at the end of my career and help the UFC add the Atomweight division. I want to be one of the women that helps do that. I know there's others that have more fights than me, more experience, more publicity, more this, that, or whatever, but you know, it takes a village to make something happen. So I feel like if 100%. We get together, all us Atomweights, and be like, no, we will not go 15. Like put us in, you know?
Yeah.
There's so many great fighters at 105.
There really is. I mean, if you look at ONE FC, if you look at Combate Global, if you look at other organizations, I feel like the talent is probably the highest at Atomweight. I'm going to get other divisions probably a little bit pissed off, but I look at bantamweight division in the UFC right now. It's a little shallow. Featherweight is non-existent. Strawweight is that's a solid division, to be fair. Atomweight generally, oh my god,
Yeah. If you go and look at the UFC website, I believe they have the most girls signed at 115. I could be wrong, but the last time they had the most girls at 115.
Yeah, no, it's a big. They're developing the division, but I think with Atomweight, need to include that ASAP. Really,
I mean, we're just because we can't get a shot. Like, I'm sorry, but that's discrimination. You know what I'm saying?
I'd say you again. I think it's the skill level is the best. With Atomweights for sure. Speed as well. It's fast. It's like watching, the men's flyweights.
Exactly.
It's like speedy, fast, technical. Just get it done, UFC. Come on, guys.
Come on, add the Atomweight division.
Yeah. I've got one final question for you because I forgot to ask this, and this is about comic books, actually. Who is your favorite? I know your favorite comic book villain is Joker, but who's your favorite comic book superhero?
Well, I guess she's not really a superhero. She's an what do they call it?
Anti-hero.
Catwoman.
She's not really a superhero though.
Other little girls wanted to be princesses and queens. I wanted to be Catwoman.
Hey, I know a lot of girls that want to be Catwoman.
She can fight. She's beautiful. She's intelligent. She catches the eye of Bruce Wayne.
Yeah. She can wrap Bruce Wayne and Batman around the little finger, man.
Exactly.
Easily. But yeah, Nicdali, thank you so much for coming on the show. I really appreciate your time. As always, for all our guests, you guys are all amazing. But yeah, look, I'm going to give you the final word. Tell the folks where they can find you. Anything you want to plug, go ahead, man. It's your spotlight.
Anything?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. It's X-rated. You could say anything you want.
I was like, I'm not going to get you in trouble.
No. We don't have we don't have any sponsors yet, so you could just say whatever you like.
Okay. So you can follow me on all social media. It's just at Nicdali, which is my name, at Nicdali. Also, that is my username on OnlyFans. Check me out there. I run my page. I don't have a management company running my page. So if you go on there and you really want to talk to me, I am available. It's really me. So sorry, I can't be on there at like 1 a.m., 3 a.m. Sorry. I but I do get on there every day, and I talk to my fans that talk to me every day. So yeah.
And what kind of content can they find on your OnlyFans page over there as well?
So you can have like scenes, and then I usually let them know fight news before anybody. Exclusive comic book images.
Awesome.
And then I have some sexy content on there too. I don't do explicit content, but I do, like, all my fans are like, wow, even though you don't do explicit content, your pictures, your videos are very sexy. And I'm like, I'm just like that naturally. I mean, when I'm not in the gym, look, I dress, I'm very feminine. I like dresses, you know. So to me, I was a model before I wasn't even a fighter. So to me, it's just
part of the makeup.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.